concession stand and we go up to it and we want some ice cream. Now, I look at the menu prices. One scoop of ice cream is $4. Now, I don't know about you, but that is way too much money for me to be spending on one scoop of ice cream. I'm a cheapskate. Now, we just decided not to get it and continue to go on with our day. Now, we ran into some old elementary school friends of Ariana's, and they're telling us this great, awesome place that sells great cheap ice cream in Cherry Grove. Now, Cherry Grove is real close to Ocean Beach. It's just like a nice strip of land to go across. And we're like, okay, let's do it. Now, my friend Kate is telling us that she has to leave. She's got to go to some appointment. There's only 2 ferries left from Ocean Beach back to Long Island. And we're like, you know what? You go on that ferry, we're gonna go. So she leaves, and she is so sweet, Kate. She leaves us all of her stuff, her towel, her lunchbox, her bag of crap that we didn't want. So now we have to carry that on a little excursion. So we started walking, and at first it was fine, like in our minds, like we just kept playing like, oh, it's just a fun little stroll, good little walk. Get right there, we could see it, it's right there. Cherry Grove was right there, and you could see it. Little people, little umbrellas, nice. And after like a good 30 minutes of walking, it didn't seem as fun. It got very hot, got very strenuous. I was very dehydrated. I dumped my water out because I thought I didn't need it because fun little stroll. Now, after maybe an hour and maybe 3 miles of walking in the hot sand, we get to Cherry Grove, and the whole entire place is peppered with nudists. Cherry Grove is a nudist beach. I didn't know that. Yeah. So her friends told us that the ice cream parlor was in Cherry Grove, but not tell us where it is in Cherry Grove. So we had to ask the natives. My friend Ariana was sure not going to do that, so I did. I went up to the most not naked man I saw, and I said, is there an ice cream parlor anywhere in this fine town? And he says, yes. And he tells us where it is, and he's giving us a bunch of street names, Main Street. I don't know where that is, but I didn't want to be there any more than I had to. So I just went on my merry way again. So now we're wandering the streets of Cherry Grove, passing every kind of drag club and weird shops, and we stumbled into a party, and that was definitely not the ice cream parlor, I can tell you that. And then we finally find it, and it's called Sweet Licks Cafe, and it's there, and it's got flags, and it's magical. We go in, and I look on the board, and it's $6.50 for a sweet ice cream. And I was not having it, I was livid. I was done. Wasn't gonna get ice cream, and we left, because now we know there's 1 ferry left, and we have maybe a half an hour to get our asses back from Cherry Grove back to Ocean Beach, and we're screwed. So we're walking, and it wasn't fun the first time, let alone the second time. We're walking and walking and walking, and my abs start hurting, and I'm like, this is a great workout. Like, this might come out of this. We're trying everything, because it's like disgusting at this point. So we're like walking in the water, that was no good. We were walking in the sand, that was no good. We walked with like shoes on, shoes off, like it was horrible. And then I blessed my friend, like I love her to this day because I collapsed and she took this stuff, like she carried everything. Like she carried my stuff, she carried her stuff, she carried Kate's stuff. I bless her soul. But from then on it was silent, like there was no talking. Because like in our minds, it was just like that primal state of like, we need to get there and we need to get there now. And once again, like we saw in Cherry Grove, it was kind of like that never-ending hallway effect where we saw Ocean Beach and we saw the stairs, but it was like you kept walking and you never got there. So luckily, from the grace of God, we did. And we got to the stairwell. And I said, as we're climbing the stairwell, we're like, dang it. And I'm like, girl, I think I'm gonna vomit. And she's like, girl, I think so too. And then I get to the railing and I start vomiting. I forgot how much not fun that is. It is painful, it is not cute, it is not fun. And as I'm vomiting and spewing all of my insides out, all the people who are leaving the beach are like, do we look? Do we help him? He's probably really embarrassed right now. We shouldn't really look at him. And they just kind of like turned their heads and kept going. So after vomiting for like a good 10 minutes, I finally got myself together, and she was like, do I call someone? Is this important? Are you dying? Because we all know that like it possibly could have happened. We finally get to the docks, and I see that the ferry is a good 2 miles out back to Long Island, and we're like, we're screwed. So now, after that ferry left, that was the last ferry, that was it. The whole entire Ocean Beach area closed. The snack shack, the gift shop, the information center, like it was stupid. All what was left were the people at the docks who were staying overnight. At this point, I felt it was my duty that since I got us into this mess, I had to get us out. So I started asking any random person with a boat if they could drive us back. And let's just say no one wanted to. I don't know if they thought we were gonna rob them or something. I even asked like this woman who had children because I knew she wouldn't be abducting us. And I was like, ma'am, could you please, we're hot, we're tired, we're stressed, please bring us home. And she's like, I'll go check. She leaves, but her little girl is still there. And then a good 5 minutes later, we see her poke out of her boat and like, and then the little girl's like, Mommy, why can't we help them? At that point, I got the message she wasn't gonna be helping us. And we kind of just started crying out of like desperation and sadness. And then we asked one more guy, he was the last guy in the marina that we didn't ask. And he was nice enough to just straight out say like, that'd be a really big problem for us, but we can give you a bottled water. And we're like, we'll take it. So he goes in to get the water, and his friend is standing out there, and he looks at us, and he's like, you guys look like shit. And I'm like, no. It's like seriously, like, you're sunburned and sweaty and just nasty. I'm like, thanks. So he gives us water, and we're just lying on the deck, like, being bitten by horseflies back and forth, and just being burned by the eternal sun that this hell of a night would never end. And finally, Ariana's dad calls and says that her brother is gonna come with a boat. And we're like, thank the Lord, like we're leaving. But it took a good hour and a half for him to get the boat there. So we're just there, and again, we're quiet. We're just crying, being bitten and crying. It's just horrible. And so we hear off in the distance, did anyone miss the ferry? And we're like, what? And then it's them, and they're just being totally obnoxious, like, oh, did you guys miss the ferry? Because like, I heard people miss the ferry, and we had to save their ass. And I'm like, that's us. So we get on their little boat, really dingy, like, it didn't look like it would work. So we get on, we go back, the whole time they're playing the radio, and somehow to every song that was playing on the radio, they somehow to manage to squeeze in the line of like, we had to save them from the ferry because they missed it. Now we're here, and like the whole entire trip, and the trip was like a good half hour, like by boat. I get home, I was home alone, like no one was there, so that was fun. I sit down, and I go to the freezer and get some Turkey Hill ice cream, and put on the Golden Girls, and that Turkey Hill ice cream was the best thing I had, and I learned that sometimes Turkey Hill is better than anything. Okay.